Hi everybody, all my followers, be welcome to another video. Right, so the video today is on a 2012 Vauxhall Astra 1.6 petrol, and this car came to me with 4 issues. I'm only going to take you through one because all the other ones actually are resolved. One was the remote not working, which it is working now. I've done over the last, I think I've done 2 videos over the last week on repairing keys. I just thought it was pointless to take you through the same thing again, which was pretty much the same as the other ones. The second issue was the gear lever was coming out. That's resolved. The next issue is it needs a mirror for that. I'm not going to really take you through anyway on that. And the next issue, which is this last one, which is apparently it's coming up with the spanner light on, if I'm not mistaken, and code 90 something. Hold on a second, let's gonna start the car actually, maybe, so we can see exactly what's going on. So, whoops. Okay, let's start the car. Oh, there he is. Code 95. Spanner light on. I think the spanner light stays on, if I'm not mistaken. Indeed it does. So this is the issue. Spanner light and code 95. I'm not really sure what that code means. Neither why the spanner light is on. I believe they're going to be related. I could go and try to Google or go through the manual, see what code 95 means. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to quick plug in the maxi Cs and see what the maxi Cs tell us. Okay, another dodged car. So, when I was here scanning the car, turning ignition on and off, somehow I realized that there is a lamp missing. Can you guys see which one is? I have a feeling that code 95 is actually related, so if you are familiar with this code 95, you'll know which light is missing, but I will tell you which one is the one right there, which is my airbag light. Another one dodged. Really? Wow. So, so let's gonna go quick through there. Let's go control unit rather than an auto scan. Let's gonna go to my airbags just quickly to confirm that we have a fault in there. And wow, history, current, wow, a lot of codes. Let's clear this and see what comes back. Okay, reading the codes again. Wow. So we have driver seat belt, driver passenger seat belt, option configuration. So, option configuration. Wow. Have we had an airbag module replaced? Okay. Let's go back and actually do a auto scan and see exactly, so we have a better picture of what we have. Okay, so let's gonna go module by module. So airbags, we already been there. Let's gonna see what the instrument cluster tell us. So we have failed, not request, disignition cycle failed, malfunction, so low speed CAN bus malfunction. Okay, low speed passed and failed. Passed and failed. Okay. Let's cycle the ignition. See if the code comes back. It didn't come back this time, so let's gonna go back. Body control module. keyless entry, transmitter run, battery malfunction, blah 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 blah. Okay, so battery malfunction, so that's the repair I've done on the key. Doesn't really matter. Actually, let's clear the turbo code. That's been fixed. And looks like that's it. Only faults we have is on our airbag module. So let's gonna go through my airbag then, try to figure out what's wrong with this and see what we can do. Okay, and coming through the live data in there, or security data, sorry, I already found that this module has been indeed replaced. So has the car been in an accident or something like that? There is a possibility, I don't know, but definitely the airbag module has been replaced. And I wanted to look at my VIN number taken out from the ECU or body control module. Not sure where this VIN is taken from, but it's going to be either ECU, either engine ECU or body control module. Usually is on Vauxhalls. But you can see in there is, let's say after the letters is 161536. Let me go to security data, and that's the VIN number stored on my airbag module, which is the wrong airbag, the wrong number. So obviously this is wrong, and obviously it's going to have other stuff that's going to be wrong. Maybe then when you come to sensors, there is obviously seatbelt sensors, etc., stuff that says if it's installed or not. So most likely some of this stuff doesn't belong to this car, obviously. There is, however, and the special functions, that function in there, I much doubt is going to work for this used module. Nevertheless, we might give it a go. The module is used, so most likely this is not going to work because, there we go, because the module is already programmed. So this is not going to work. How are we going to do that? And there's nothing here on the Maxi Cs that allows me to do any changes on... No, there's nothing here that's going to allow me to do any change. So I think it's time to change tools and see where we get on. Okay, change tools, and at this point, guys, I don't know if this is going to work. So I came all the way down to here, where it allows me to set up and reprogram the module. So there is a different software for this particular car, which it tells me that the module, the version of the software is different than one applicable for this car, which maybe just means that there is an update available, which it looks like. But there is different ways to get to this menu. I've selected setup and configuration and reprogramming. So it looks like it asks me if I want to reset the STM learn configuration, which I want. Set up the STM primary key, BCM. I will do that. I believe this is the pin code, which is already done. Otherwise, I think on this car as well, it makes part of the immobilizer system. So we leave that. STM enable deployment loops. So this is to enable the different airbags, which I want to do. So at this moment in time, I think I'm going to go maybe to the back seat and press next. I don't want to be here in case if something goes wrong. So we'll do that, press next, and we'll see what happens. Just drop it down quick. Because that's seconds. and look like we had improvements. So if you look now on my codes, as you can see in there, we have, oh no, option configuration is history, but we still have incorrect immobilizer identifier received. Okay, the car is starting okay. Let me see if I clear this. Sorry about that, I'm not showing the whole screen. Yeah, okay. Completed. Okay. So, the other one didn't come back. We have 4 codes. So, low resistance, passenger seat belt retractor, pretensioner, driver seat belt, anchor, blah, blah. So, right. If the other codes are not coming back, that means the procedure we did for configuration, etc., it kind of worked. But it looks like we still have some issues here with the... Let me do a little bit of inspection on this. Okay, there's some plugs here. Oh dear. Okay, let me see what's going on with this. But yeah, right. Oh dear. If that configuration that we did, that programming, resolved the issue with the configuration for the module, that will be good. Okay, and a little bit of checking. And this car has been on an accident. Let me show you this. Can you see that? This is completely retracted. So, look at that. You can see this. The pretensioner is completely retracted. The same on the other side. Pretensioner is completely retracted. Okay, so rang the owner of the car, and the guy wants to get this done properly. I said I won't do it other way anyway. So just for you guys that are wondering, this is actually an auction car, as you can see. But the guy knew that the car was cut something, so it just didn't know what was done to the car. Now it looks like to me either only the pretensioners have deployed, or whoever repaired the car replaced everything else. Maybe these had to be replaced, because obviously if it deployed, don't know if it deployed on that side, but obviously these would have to be replaced, because that's the only code. So these are the only codes we have now on the ECU. The other two, they are not coming up. We'll see if they're coming up at a later stage, but for now this is the only codes coming up. But when I go back to my live data, I want to show you. Okay, so I will show you here that loop 3 is not installed, so obviously is out. That's not installed. So that's the first one. So deployment loop number 5, driver seat pretensioner, 25.5, should be between 0 and 25. So 25.5. So that's one of the codes. Then as you come down, you have code number 2. Driver seat anchor, 25.5. Then you have passenger belt anchor, 25.5. And that's about it, really, I think. Yeah, that's it. That's the ones. So, what we're going to do now is I'm going to order the pretensioners. Used, they cost about £40 each, around there. So 80 quid for both. But for the time being, just to start to prove the point that there's nothing else wrong, we're going to do, well, I think you guess, guys, what we're going to do. Okay, so for you guys that know this tool, if you don't know, I will leave a link in the description below what this is. So I've unplugged the pretensioner, connected these two leads. There is two test probes at the end, plugged into the loom scar. So now we're going to select anything between 0 and 25, and this is going to be driver, so it's going to be that one in there. That should change. So boom, 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 there we go. Look at that. So if I go open line again, this open line is here, so there we go. I'm gonna put some resistance on this. There we go, look at that. Now if I go back, I should be able, oops, to get rid of some codes, I think. Just to prove the point, really, curiosity, that's all. So clear DTC. Let's see how many DTCs I have now. Right, I only have 3 now. You see? Passenger, driver, seatbelt retractor, pretensioner, deployment loop open. Why do I still have that? That's a little bit. What's this? Driver seatbelt retractor, pretensioner, deployment loop open. Well, these have something inside that I don't think it does. This is weird. Okay, there is something else in there that we're gonna have to, but yeah. So let's find out what that one is in there. Retractor, pretension, deployment loop. So that's the same. So that's. So what is these two here? Okay. Anyway, we'll get the pretensioners and then we'll go from there. Okay, and just before we go, because we're gonna need more parts, I had to figure out what that retractor is. Well, the name is kind of self-explanatory. I just want to make sure I get this correctly. So the anchor point is actually this one there that obviously deployed, that we already seen is retracted, and then inside the actually reel for the seat belt, which then what they call the retractor. I don't know if we're going to be able to show you this. There we go, there we go. So there is something here that I believe it locks the belt, or it might pull the belt back as well, not really sure. So obviously that has deployed as well, and they are both gone. So basically it's gonna need not just the pretensioners, but it's gonna need the seat belt reels as well, as long with the seat belts, I guess. So let's gonna let the guy know that he's gonna have to spend a little bit more money. But yeah, that's what the problem is. Okay, a few days later I got the belts. Now the weather today is a little bit dodgy. I've just been doing the brake lines on that Golf. You might have seen the video. Anyway, so I'm going to try. It's not raining at the moment, so I'm going to try, because you really need the door open to do this. So the seat is out. So you remove this. So this is held to the side of the seat, the pretensioner, with a bolt here. So you just need to take the cover, which is right there, that little cover, and remove the cover, undo the bolt, and this comes off. So that's about it, really. Where's the old one? Where about the, ah, there it is. So let me show you, so we can now see the real difference. The first thing you can see is that, anyway, it doesn't really matter. So this is the difference. So you can see that was triggered. So this is the pretensioner, and here we have the retainer. So basically when this deploys, as far as I'm aware, he pulls the seat belt backwards as well. So he pulls both seat belts back, retracts both of them. So obviously the other one has had deployed as well. But funny enough, because someone has been doing something on this seat belt in there, believe me or not, someone had this apart, look. So either the car has been involved in more than one accident, or I don't know. So this is from that side. And also, if you see the top, someone has been doing something here, look. The rivet, let me compare both so you can see. So the rivet is missing. So that rivet is missing there, it's been grinded. And as you can see, that's quite like smooth. You can see there something has been done in there. Don't know why this was removed. Don't know if this is the second accident the car's been involved on, or if someone put this in and, well, I don't know. Something feels loose inside. Anyway, forget about that. That's the old one. All we're going to do now is put the new one. To put this in, all you have to do really, as I said, on the seat, I removed the seats just to give more room in there. On the seat, for the pretensioner, you have one bolt. Then you have this. That bolts right here at the top on the adjuster. Then I think there's a plastic clip that goes in there for a kind of a guide. And then at the bottom, you have one bolt as well, holding this right at the back, at the bottom. And to take these off, you just push it to unclip. You twist this a little bit and it comes out. Take everything out. That's it. So now to put it back in, it's just the opposite. I'm not going to really take you through. So we're just going to put it back in. And then do this side as well, the passenger side, the driver side, if the weather helps. And then we'll scan the car and we'll go from there, really. See if this fixes the problem. Okay guys, running to the first problem. So this is the plug in the seat where the tensioner is going to plug in. And this is the plug. So as you can see, it's a square plug. And this is the plug that came with these pretensioners. So I already cut the wire. I'm gonna reuse this, just solder everything there and reuse obviously the original plug, because obviously they changed the plug somewhere throughout the production, I guess, and this is slightly different, but nothing that's gonna stop us from get this done. Right, just finished to put this seat, just been back here, tighten up the bolts. The weather is absolutely terrible, so I think I might, waiting to stop raining, I might just plug in the MaxiSys to see if there is any, if this side is now good. MaxiSys is inside, is updating at the moment, because today is the last day I have of a valid subscription, and I'm just going through the available updates to get it all up to date, at least for now, until I buy a subscription, which is going to be whenever, because I just spent a lot of money on the IM608, so it's not going to be that soon. But yeah, that's where we are. I'm not going to do the driver side until it stops raining, because as I did on this side, you need to be with the door open. You need to remove the seat in order to have a little bit of room to take this cover off. So we're gonna have to wait to see. The day has been like raining, then it clears and we have a lovely sunshine, and it's been like that all day. Welcome to British weather. So yeah, that's where we are now. Not really important, just making some shot really. Yeah, that's where we are. That's where we are. And there is driver side, driver side. So the passenger side codes are now gone. So let's gonna see if we can get this done today on the driver side. As curiosity, this side has not been really tampered with, as you can see, but it looks like it had some seat belts already. So it really looks like it's the second time this car has been involved in an accident. So obviously had the original seat belts, which they must have deployed, they must have been triggered, then these ones, and I was going to get some more. Right, yeah, this car has been through some bad drivers maybe. Ooh. Okay, let's gonna finish this. Okay, all in place. Oh, let's gonna turn ignition on, clear these codes. No fault codes detected. That's fantastic. Let me come out of this module and cycle the ignition, because we still have that code 95 in there. Okay, that's interesting. there is still two things we have here. One is the light still not working, so let's see if we have any other codes that might come back. No, we don't, so there's no codes on here. So let's just do one quick thing here. Let's do an auto scan and clear the entire car. Okay, and interestingly enough, we still have code 95, and we had a code that came back. So the code for the options configuration, we got that sorted by the looks of it with SPS programming. I honestly thought this code would have been resolved as well, because I didn't got this code back on. Never seen this code again up to now, until I cleared the entire car, recycled the ignition, and this code came back. So it looks like the interesting is the car starts fine. So how I'm gonna do this, I really don't know. Really don't know. Okay, let me see what we're gonna do. Okay, and looks like the Maxis is the IM608 is already becoming handy, because this Mac 7242 was the only tool I had to read it. None of my other tools supports this chip, so I'm reading the chip at the moment. Okay, and we are back on the car, and the only thing we did, guys, I didn't take you through because really it's not rocket science. I will start to make some videos for the IM608 on programming chips and modules, like that module that you've seen. But basically what we did in there, guys, was as simple as program a blank flash or a virgin flash and shadow into that module. So we programmed a blank, so we programmed a virgin flash and a virgin shadow into that chip, which basically made the module a brand new module, as if it's never been programmed to any car. And before we do anything, the glare is terrible. I'm gonna have to do something about it. Hold on a sec. That's better, much better. So so as I was saying, guys, I just flashed the module with a virgin software. The module is already connected to the car, and I just want to show you that when I turn the key on, code 95 no longer comes up. I haven't sorted the cluster yet for the light, but the light would be on anyway, and I'll show you why in a second. So actually, let me load everything and then I'll show you. Okay, and we are now here back onto the module, and if I go here to data display or DTC display, as you can see, I have all these faults here because these sensors are not, or these airbags are not fitted, so the configuration is incorrect, and we have option configuration. So we're going to have to run SPS again to obviously configure the module, plus the fact that there is no VIN number obviously programmed to this particular module. So if I come back, and I'll show you there, you're going to see that right at the top there is no VIN number programmed. So we're gonna have to come out of here because we can't do that here as far as I'm aware. No, it's gonna have to be into configure new module. Actually, let's see if he does it then. Might be. Turn the ignition on, engine must be off, that's correct. Will he do it through here? Oh, there we go. So you need SPS. So we're going to do that. It's going to go back. Okay, as I said, we need SPS for this. So let's going to come out completely of JDS, and that's kind of loading to SPS and start the procedure. Okay, and here we are again through the same procedure that we did before. Open and close driver's open and close driver's door to avert position tiny. Okay, press next. Okay, so we're just going to carry on the same procedure as we did at the start, and we'll literally go from there, see if that works. Okay, and after programming and then configure the new module, as you can see, we now have a VIN number in there. Okay, so if I go back now, I should hopefully, I might have some codes though. Let me see if I do have any. Hopefully nothing major, I guess, I hope. Look at that. 0 DTCs. So what I'm going to do next is... what am I going to do next? Oh, just one thing. Yeah, of course. Yeah, so the module is now programmed. So the only thing left now, guys, is... Let me turn the ignition on back on. So is obviously sort the light. I'm not going to take you too much through. I will just show you what's done in the end. And really, that's about it, really. Okay, let's gonna see here first and what the smart people has done to this. Let's see if I can show you, because even I don't know yet what's in there. Ooh, I've seen it. Oh, look at that. It's not tape. Wow. Very professional. Some sort of foam. Wow. Ooh, wow. Now let's make sure everything come out. Looks like it did. Okay. Very professional. Very impressed. Good technician. Indeed. Very good. Very good. Okay, back on the car. Still have to put the trims, etc. But let's go and start the car. Where's my key? Oh, he's here. Sorry, guys. Let's start the car. Oh, airbag light on. Code 22. Not really sure what that means. And my airbag light is off. So, again, let's gonna do a quick scan again onto my airbag module, just to make sure. And look at that. No DTCs stored. Code 22, what the hell that means? Okay, quick research. Code 22 is for one of the side lights. Not really to worry about. So gonna put everything back on, but that's just what it is. For you guys that have been really paying attention, you might have noticed that the part number of the actual module changed. The initial part number, which was the one that was at the start of the video, has been superseded with this second one. And unfortunately, I do not have a Virgin Flash, a Virgin software for that specific part number. So £10 on eBay, really cheap. Got a second-hand module with the correct part number for the Virgin Flash I have, that you have seen. I programmed it. On that little clip I only showed you while I was reading to make a backup, but yeah, I flashed it with a Virgin, and then we just went through the SPS programming, etc, configuration and so forth, and we have the car now fixed, safe to drive, with the entire airbag system now fully functional. So I wouldn't do it any other way anyway. I do also want to, at this point, to apologize, because throughout the video I was a little bit confused how this system actually worked, because I thought this module was part of the airbag system, the immobilizer system, but it looks like it's not. So just take that in consideration. I was a little bit like, okay, because of that immobilizer identifier. But no, the module is not part of the immobilizer system. The module is just it gets a key from the BCM just to make sure when you turn on the ignition, the BCM checks that the module is the correct one for the car, etc, but it's not part of the immobilizer. So that's what it is. I was a little bit confused, Corsair Ds, for example, the immobilizer is part, the airbag module is part of the immobilizer, so if you change the airbag module, the car will no longer start. I thought it might be that future, later Astra J's, it is like that. Not in this case, I doubt. But yeah, so that's what it is, guys. And that's about it. So, with no further ado, hope you enjoyed the video. Hope there's some information you guys can find useful. If you do have any questions, any comments, please put them below. And like always, thanks for watching.